Hi guys, welcome to Sylvia Baroque with sylviabaroque.com. In today's video, I would like to talk about the market. Is the market going to crash soon? Stay tuned. Before I start guys, make sure you subscribe to my free Discord chat and also check out my free trading course. I'm going to post the link just below in the description. Also, I'm proud to announce that I released my new trading course, Baroque Accelerator Swing Trading Profit Pathway. I'm talking about technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and much more. Check it out. I'm going to post the link also in the description and you can see what I have for you there. Now, let's check out the markets and see what happened. We start right away with ES here, which is the S&P 500 futures. We see a huge drop today, and to be honest with you, I think this is nothing unusual for now. So we had here a couple of weeks uptrend and everything went all the time to the upside. We saw only green candles, barely pullbacks, barely red candles. So first of all, I think it is pretty normal and usual to see some kind of a pullback finally. And this is exactly what we are seeing right now. After those highs, you see on those candles, momentum slows down. We start to get slower, and normally this is a sign that we might see some kind of a volatility or some kind of a pullback. And also pay attention to the RSI. We have here a very overextended RSI, overbought. Everything looks pretty overextended, and based on this slowing down, like I mentioned, this is a huge indicator that we might see a pullback. So let's check out also the 4-hour chart. I really like using that because it gives you a little bit better picture, and especially if you are trading the futures, you can see a little bit better what's happening there because they're trading overnight, so you have a little bit more information on that. So we saw here a very nice support area. We see that still 4,114. Bounce of this support area 2 times, broke highs here, but you see there is just not enough momentum. And also you can see on this 4-hour chart this huge red candle here. This is not a good sign. Normally if you see that, that means we might see some kind of a reversal, volatility kicks in and stuff like that. After that, we're holding here pretty well this support area. This is a short-term support area, and we see that because we have here previous low 4,167. It was tested a couple of times, so we're pretty much holding that. Try to make a reversal candle here. As you can see, normally a very good buying signal. But then again, on those levels, it's very scary to buy that because you just never know when it is going to go lower. We bounced, and as you see here, we rejected this area. We couldn't follow through. We couldn't go higher. We see here those doji candles, red candles. We're going below those moving averages, and finally we broke lower. And today, of course, with this red candle, this was a huge sign that we might continue lower. And we see today a huge drop. Next support level here on ES 500 is 4,114. So we have to see if we hold this level. This level is a nice support level because it was tested back in this area after this nice breakout, pull back again, tested the area again, couple of times, test of this zone, which basically means that this is a very good support area and we can bounce one more time off this area. Also, to show you on the daily chart again, this is nothing huge what we are seeing here. So compared to this huge bull run, this one red candle is really nothing huge. So we might see even more pullback. We might see even more, like if we break this support, like I mentioned, we can continue lower and we can test the previous support area. And we see this was a previous breakout area back in March. And if I draw this line, we should end up here in this area where we might see some kind of a test and bounce up there. So there is a lot of room to the downside, and I would not consider that this is a crash or something, but this is basically a pullback which is due. So after this huge move to the upside, it is pretty normal and usual to see some kind of a pullback, and this is exactly what we are seeing here, and it might continue lower. Of course, if you are holding a lot of positions right now and you have too much long exposure, it is very dangerous because the current price action has been a little bit confusing. A lot of good earnings are coming, but still the stocks with those good earnings, they continue to go lower. We don't see a lot of follow through. Everything is getting sold off. So this is kind of dangerous cycle to hold for a longer term position. We are right now in a cycle where you need to respect stop losses. You need to use trailing stop to secure your profits instead of trying to hold on and give everything back based on a couple of drops. Let's see what we got here with Nasdaq. Nasdaq has been much weaker compared to S&P 500. We have here a huge drop also on the daily chart. So this is a huge drop what we see here. We're even now going into this previous breakout area and below the 50 EMA. So we see very clear on the daily chart that we have a 50 EMA right here. We're going below, and the previous support area is 13,370. This is a support area because we tested, it was previous resistance. We tested here 2 times this area, couldn't break above that, sold off here as you can see, pull back almost into that area. This is never picture perfect, but around this area, finally broke through this area, and now we're pulling back exactly at this same level. So this is very important level, and we need to watch if we stay here and maybe bounce on this area, or we see more pullback. So for now we have around about 4% pullback. Also that is pretty normal. We have here huge run, as you can see. We have a lot of green candles in the past day, and at some point we saw a little bit of consolidation. Also that's pretty normal. You see here we couldn't break highs, and this is picture perfect double top, by the way. So we couldn't break the highs here. We started to consolidate, tried one more time, got rejected here, couldn't break highs, pulled back a lot, and now for me it's important to see if we're going to see even more correction here, which will be still normal, because we shouldn't forget Nasdaq made 100% last year. So if we see now even more pullback, this is still pretty normal compared to what we have seen on a up move in the past months, and especially in the past year. So this is here pretty normal as well. This basically means we need to be patient, and yes, we might see a little bit more pullback. I would not consider it a crash. So 4% pullback is not a lot. We might see even 4 or 5 more percent from here. And this means for us as traders and investors, of course, trying to stay patient, stay in cash, trying to find some nice lower support levels before we start entering and looking for some new positions. So patience is here key, and cash is king, as you know. That's why it's very important to pay attention to those levels and see how they work and where can you position yourself without chasing. Normally what a newbie would do is buying those breakout levels here. This is of course nothing you should do. It is just too overextended around this area to buy, and if you do that, make sure you always have a tight stop loss to protect your gains, to protect your capital, because without that it will be much harder for you on the long run to succeed. So let's check out also RTY, which is Russell 2000, and see what happens there. Okay, Russell 2000 looks a little bit different here. We see more consolidation, more sideways price action. We had here in the past huge momentum. We went straight up here in the past months, and at some point this cycle is over. We are slowing down. We are entering from uptrending cycle into a consolidation cycle where everything starts to get a little bit slower. So also that's pretty typical and normal. We see a pullback into this 50 EMA. So the next support level is here 2,198. This is a previous level which has been tested a couple of times, and also 2,164, the previous lows. So those are the important areas here for Russell 2000. If we test those, we have to watch if we're going to see some kind of a reversal candle or something to start longing. For now, there is nothing to do because we are just in the middle of the chart, and we always want to buy low and sell at the highest point. And in the middle of the chart, we just don't have enough edge. We don't have enough good risk reward to start a position. That's why it should be here as well, waiting time. So to summarize that, we might continue lower. I would not consider that a crash, but more pullback is definitely doable, especially after this huge run to the upside. And it is also very normal, and this means we will get some new opportunities to start some new positions here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Have a great day and stay safe. Bye bye.